David. Welcome everybody coming in here. It's about 12 minutes after, only 12 minutes after 11. We're 12 minutes late, only 12 minutes late. More see everybody coming in here. And tonight, hey Starlight Temple, myself and Friends with Fairies are going to be communicating with you from an Ashtar Command perspective. Enlightened, welcome to see you. So we'll be having Friends with Fairies and myself on here. Let me just make sure she knows I'm on here right now. And we'll do this here. I'll just put it, we are live now. I'm just sending her a message that we are live now. Hey Gary, good to have you with us. So we're going to have a joint interaction with April up in Vermont and myself. Both of us are with the Ashtar Command. She'll be coming on. I talked to her earlier. Good evening, Lexi. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Give me 1 minute here. And welcome, everybody. And we, like I said, Starlight Temple, Chino, Q68, Jen, everybody coming, Gigi, Daniels, hello, GR. Welcome all the brothers and sisters around the world. And we are in Ashtar Command mode tonight on Encounters. This is our special night. Whirlwind, good to see you. It's good to see you and everyone coming in here. Lois, Carol, Susie Q, welcome, William. And like I said, we should have, hey, Elvira, good to see you. Tug Wa Kwa. David, good to see you, David. And, yeah. So shortly, Friends with Fairies will be on with me, and we'll be broadcasting here simultaneously together. Always there, Elios. Good to have you with us. Everybody coming in here. Love and light. Hey, Darren, good to see you. A little bit late, 12 minutes late. Not too bad. But we are here. Yeah, April will be on with me. We communicated through messaging, and she should be here. Coach Carlos, welcome. Thank you, Starlight Temple. Yep. I'm glad you got to talk to the command. Yep. They sent me here to Earth a long time ago. Hey, April, good to see you. That's the other April. Hey, April, good to see you. Blessings to you. Chicken Nuggets, welcome. Sharon J, welcome. Leslie, welcome. I hope your daughter, yeah, they're doing good. They're here. They were watching a basketball game. Watching basketball, you know. But they're doing good. They're here, kind of relaxing. Hey, Sue House. Hey, Sweet Tea. Stallion, good to see you. That's true. I can be as late or as early as I see fit. Thank you. Irish 2, welcome. Mike Masters. Thank you, Starlight Temple. I appreciate you for saying that. You know, it's not easy being on planet Earth. Oh, thank you. You were watching WrestleMania. Diane Stadler. Hey, Diane. And thank you for the heart, April. I appreciate that. Mel's Cookie Company. Oh, that sounds good. Mel's Cookie Company. I like that. Irish, thank you for being here. Thank you for the heart. Thank you. Let's see here. Lemore Kitty. I like that name. Lemore Kitty. Let's see here. Ashley Edmonds, Candido here. Hey, Candido. Thank you, Sweet Tea. That's a great little. I like those, and thank you, April, for the bracelet. The confetti was pretty good too, you know. Hey, Clint, welcome to the show. We're waiting for Friends with Furries to get in here, and we'll be starting in just a little bit. So right now I'm just saying good evening to everybody. Cleo Godwin, welcome. Leon, welcome to the show. I hope you did too, Edmund. I hope you had a great day. It was great having you on the show. I appreciate that. Daniel Starr, good to have you with us. Bunny Ellis, I love April. She's so awesome. And my friend April will be here soon. Hey, Plumbing. Someone's name is Plumbing. That's interesting. I would imagine they're a plumber, but I don't know. Hey, Yvette, good to have you with us. Good evening. Debbie, thank you for the gifts. Cleo, I appreciate that. VBD 1909, welcome. Hey, Star, good to have you with us. Peggy, Adri, welcome, Adri. We're going to have a wonderful night here tonight on this beautiful weekend. And as we're getting into things, this morning I had time to go out and work on my micro farm for the light. Hey, Adri. So I was getting my rows prepared to grow watermelons. So I did that this morning before it got really humid and hot. I got there early and did some work, and it's almost done. Then I'll be sowing seeds in little hydroponic units. Good evening, Leslie. Good to see you. Tara Gossick, welcome. Liddell, everybody coming here. Denise, 111, Robert, Michael Klein. What would it take to be contacted? Deep meditation, focus into the Christ consciousness, and just daily meditations focused on Christ consciousness. Yeah, no, so it is. Yeah, we're definitely the let's see here. Yeah, they've had. I got most of the leaves out of the garden, and now we're just working on weeds, little weeds that are in my strawberry area, and we're taking the weeds out gently so they don't mess up the. And I'm not doing any guest people on here. I'm waiting for April to come on, so I'm not bringing anybody up right now. I'm waiting for Friends with Furries to get in here. And we'll see. Hopefully she will be here soon. Actually, they're pretty. Hey, Brenda Bella, good to see you. The ETs connect with the people that they're connected with, the ones that are the positive ones, the Galactic Ashtar Command people. They will connect with their Earth-based people that are here as what you call starseed. So they will connect with those people. And again, like I said, we're waiting for April to get in here. She should be in here soon. I'm not doing anything other than I'm not bringing anybody up here. Saturday nights is a different kind of night. When we have April with me on here tonight, we'll be answering and presenting new information. Absolutely, Star. That's true. That's the whole purpose in general why I started this program 3 years ago, to give people a safe space, and it's been a real safe space. Karen, welcome to the show. Good to have you with us. Nunya, welcome. Bird lover Diane, good to see you. Oh yeah, Teresa. All humans have a family off planet. You would be the star seed that came to Earth, Kitty Mama. Thank you. But I would say all of you have a family, and that's what we call Earth people, star seed, because you came from the stars, and you were born with Earth parents. Tonight we're really focusing on what the latest stuff is. Daniel, I do understand that. Yeah, we can do it on another night. I'm just waiting for April, Friends of Fairies, to join me here. And it's almost 11:30. Hopefully she'll be here soon. And good evening, everybody. Cynthia, welcome. They said Ashtar frequency, mission coordination, anchoring truth through presence. Beautiful. Beautiful there, Temple. Hey, Turk, welcome to the show. Yeah, I always feel that. Oh, man, I'm the person that, when I was not on planet Earth, did all the intergalactic communications between all the councils, all the different fleets of ships. Green Eyes, welcome to, and Miss C, welcome. And Green Eyes, welcome. Oh, thank you, Daniel. Sweetie, thanks for the share. Lady Leah, welcome. Dimples, hey Dimples, welcome Dimple. Hey Ascending Shaman, good to see you, brother. And Moon and Star, I think it is Moon and Star, welcome Moon and Star. Lexicon, hey Lexicon. So I'm just welcoming people right now. Rose, welcome. Everybody out there. Pee-wee, hey Pee-wee, welcome to the show. Daisy Dog, good to see you. White Orchard, hey, good to see you. Hey Green Eyes, Loretta. Writer Boy, Kelly. Let's see, Just Kim 07, hello. B, hey B. Finsane, hey Finsane. Just want to acknowledge Just Kim 007. Hey Maria 63. Hey, so good to see you, Jay Bird. We're getting there. TK, welcome to the show, TK, to Ashtar Command Night. Salty Dog. The Ashtar Command works with the Galactic Federation. Well, in essence, the Ashtar Command oversees all the galactic groupings, councils. They oversee everything. They're basically the ones that oversee all the different groups of light, I mean. Shamama, good to see you. Expanding Perceptions. Hey, Expanding Perceptions. And let's see. Vince, hey, welcome, Vince. Welcome to our show. B. I believe it did. I believe it did there, Andrew. I could believe things went crazy after we went off, off the air. Rita Lynn, hey, good to see you. And we're just chilling out here till April gets in here so we can have our joint communications. And hello, Rose, good to see you. Hey, Shimama. Mandy, welcome. Hey, E, welcome to the show. And thank you for the gift, Shimama. April is a person I interviewed when I first came on here, one of the many people I've interviewed. And she is, when I told her I was at the Ashtar Command, a little bit after that, she was being taken on spaceships up in Vermont. And so she and I worked together, and she will be coming in tonight. Yeah, Jordan. Hey, good to see you. So hopefully by 11:30 she should be on here. Yeah, she'll be online. She'll be coming on. And there's a lot of things to talk about. She goes on the ship pretty much regularly, and they also, she's up in the mountains, and they actually come out of the ships walking on the property. They do that many times. They'll walk on the property, and they also go back on the ships. I'm excited to watch. Oh, good, Starlight. She's up in northern, almost near the Canadian border. And it's a very well protected spot. Hey, Kit Kat, good to see you. Very well protected spot. And it's really Ashtar Command Base where she is too. So, yeah. You feel called to Mount Shasta? Mount Shasta is a beautiful place. There's an entrance. Thank you, Jordan, for the gift, for the Mercat. Mount Shasta, and I know people up that way, there's an entrance into the city of Telos on top of the mountain. But there are space people that guard the entrance to go in there. They just won't let anybody just come in there. Yeah, Mount Shasta is really beautiful. I've never been there myself, but I know people that have, the people I've worked with. Hey, River Blue. Hey, good to see you, River Blue. Welcome. And so, yeah, the Lorians, yep. They came to Telos from Lemuria, which got things happened in the Pacific, and they transcended into the mountain into a place called Telos. Hey, thank you for the goat, Francis. Hey, Tara, good to see you. Stanley, Jacoby, I think it is. Hey, welcome. Shell Cam, welcome to the show. Everyone coming in here, we appreciate you. Aaron Bonick. And hopefully we should. Hey, Mike, welcome. I'm just looking to see when I'm watching my monitoring screen here. So if I see April come in, I will bring her up. She should be here soon. Not yet, but she should be here soon. And it's now about 11:29. New Brunswick, hey Danielle, good to see you up there in Canada. Stark, hey, welcome Stark. Charlotte. I am actually connected with the Martian population, which is about 10 to 15 million inhabitants. West Coast Canada is having many sightings. I believe it. Hey, Tommy, of course we can. That's what we do here. We accept people. We don't reject people. So we're glad you're here on Ashtar Command Night. Absolutely. Cecile, I think it's Cecile, welcome. And we're waiting for our friends from Vermont, Friends of Fairies. Hopefully she'll be here soon. King Star, welcome. Polar Bear, welcome. Everybody coming in. I was singing last night for the first time in a long time. Captain H, King Star, good to see you. Ola. Lord Fox, Casey, Maddie, Lakita, Ferguson, welcome. Yeah, Bigfoots are interdimensional travelers. Hey, Hetty, good to see you, sister. Yeah, they are. Actually, they are. Hey, Green Time Machine, good to see you. Green Time Machine's great. She's that document. Wow, we got a motorcycle coming through here. I don't know if that's such a loud noise, those motorcycles. Aminia, good to see you. SETI666. Bye-bye, motorcycle, as they take off. Hey, Marky. Why, Marky? Hey, Days. Good to have yours. Real Deal Steel. Good to see you, brother. Sonic, Violet. Hey, Sonic. Good to see you. So we're just waiting for April to come in here, Friends of Fairies. And once she gets in here, we'll be able to... they better not take her on the ship during the broadcast. Because when they need her on the spaceship, yeah, they just take her on the spaceship. So hopefully they realize she's coming on live and not go on the spaceship tonight. They probably, yeah, you never know. But they watch the show, so they know that the commander doesn't want them to take her on a spaceship right now. That would be classic. She'll be here soon. Unless she gets taken on a spaceship, then I'll do the show as I always do. And we'll have a good show. Hopefully she'll be here soon. Line Jess, has any of those she said was chosen had any contact to at all, any of the five? In the astral projection, I actually, a few months ago, went on the ship astrally and saw the control center, which is a beautiful white room with beautiful big seats. And it had monitoring screens on it. And that was the one time I went on there because they were showing me the monitoring screens for the ship. So, yeah, I think each one of the five have had some astral projection. And, hey, and here's my beautiful sister. I'm going to bring my sister up here. She is the real deal. We've been friends. It's almost like, it feels like forever. I've known her for years. Well, yeah, I mean, we were in space together. Friends with Furries, good evening.
Hello, hello.
Hey, sister, you're doing good, and we're not having echoing either. That's great.
Awesome. Hang on just a
Yeah,
second here. Hang on. Having technical difficulties. There we go.
yeah. I am so thankful that they're not transmitting or trying and using your phone to create an ecosystem. That's so nice. Thank you up there on the ship. So, everyone, this is April. You might have heard about her. Some of you have never met her before. She was one of the first people in the group of people my first year on TikTok, not knowing at all what I was doing and deciding I should do a show here because nobody else was doing it that would be more spiritually inclined on the UFO subject. And I learned that the first thing I heard, friends with fairies. Oh, that's interesting. So she had fairy experiences. Then, as time very quickly goes on, the Ashtar Command starts contacting her after she knows down with the Ashtar Command. They start contacting her. The next thing you know, and I've had the pictures she sent me, some of the pictures that we have space parents on a spaceship. And I always knew as a child that I had a family off planet. I have my biological family, my mother and father. They've passed on, beyond this realm, but I didn't know where my space family was. But when April was taken on the ship, my parents they showed themselves to April. Her parents they showed themselves to April. She is a beautiful, beautiful person, and she has been through everything that you can think of in the Earth experience, good, bad, and indifference. April is the one who's she's been through it. She's been through the mill, but April is there in her light, in her love, and she's been when we think about Jesus getting stones thrown at him, look at the commander here. And I told her early on she's a commander, and she is. And I said in a very loving, non egotistical way, she's in command of her spirit. She's in command of what she does, and she is a fighter, and she will stand up for herself. And you better believe it. And we love her. And this shows, because this show's so big, I have a lot of influence, and we will always support the people that are real here, which is almost everybody I've interviewed. But April and I are part of a group of 5 people, and I'm going to let her talk a little bit about, for many of you to understand who she is. We're going to get into stuff that's happening off planet, real stuff. April does not channel anything. I don't channel anything. But April goes on the ships multiple times, hundreds of times since I've known her. So I'm going to turn it over to April. You're going to get to meet her. And she's not only a contactee, she's a friend. And I will back her up 1,000% anytime I need to.
Hi, everybody. Um, so, hi. I'm not used to being on somebody else's show now. How is everybody doing? So we kind of want to get started. First of all, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. If I have the answers or if Commander has the answers, we'll be more than happy to answer any questions we can. I physically go on the ships. A lot of people question that, but 3 years ago was my second experience of going off planet. My first experience was when I was 6 years old, was when I had my first off planet experience. Since then, I have been off. About 3 years ago was when everything kind of started for the 5 of us. And I have literally been off planet for years, according to their time.
Yeah, because they don't live in. People have to understand. Our space family doesn't live in what we call time. Here on Earth, we say it's 11:37 p.m. But up there, they don't say it's 11:37 p.m. They're watching the show on a monitoring screen. I've seen it when I astral traveled uh, before the end of last year. They took me up astrally to finally see where I was going to be sitting. And these seats are so big, I couldn't believe it. They're bigger than the rocking chair in my living room. That's a comfortable rocking chair, and they're big. And you can sit in the seat, and it's comfortable. They have monitoring screens. I'll tell you, the monitoring screens are nothing like a big screen TV. It's different. They're actually they just appear. These screens appear and they can disappear, but they can monitor the whole universe but they monitor our show right now. As April and I are here, they monitor everything we do, folks. They monitor everything we do. They're watching everything. They can see the questions. They see everything that's going on, whether you believe it or not. It's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. So we're a group of five, and Kit Kat, who you know, she's part of the group. Johnny of the Third Kind, and Chesno, and we're part of the group of five. And eventually, all five of us, even though we're astrally doing things at times on the ship, there's going to be a point when all of us are going to be with April physically. They're going to tell us when they're ready, when we're ready, when they're ready. They're going to come, as they do, through a rift in our home, and they will take us on the ship. Now, whether we're in a small town or out in the middle of nowhere, they can just take us up. Nobody's going to freak out over it because they're not going to see it, and we'll be on the ship in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Basically.
So when it is time, the group will be picked up. I will be the one picking everybody up, so that way nobody is like freaked out, because it can be a little bit strange when you go on physically for the first time. But we will go off planet. We will go for training. We will be receiving gifts. We will first be going to Atlantis. The commander and the others will be receiving specific training according to what our specific mission is that we cannot talk about yet. The five of us have a mission that we need to do before contact can happen. And then after Atlantis, we will go to Dimensional Inner Earth to receive the rest of our training and gifts. I don't know how long the training will take. I'm assuming it's probably going to take a couple of months. We may be off planet, but on Earth time, they won't be gone, but for maybe half an hour. So there won't be any time missed in their human lives. When they come back, that's when everything will start falling into place. And they'll come back with a greater knowledge.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Now, the other thing people need to understand, and I'm going to be very adamant about this, my live, which is worldwide, which is an actual show, is not to be used, and I'm going to say this very clearly. No foul language, no religious discussion, no politics, no paranormal discussion, no kids on the show, no cursing on the show, and above all, if anybody out there starts attacking any guests on this show, you will be actually muted. And the next step to that point, because I've been in this mission many years, you will be actually blocked. All right. And this person, Cosmic Warrior, you're going to be blocked. You're going to be muted. As I said, Cosmic Warrior has 0 followers and 5 following. So I think you're using a different account, whoever you are, and we're going to actually block you from the show. Okay. And I have, as host of the show, with all my guests, this is my thing here. With any guest I have on here, if they start being maligned or attacked, you will be actually blocked. That's it. No negativity here. All right, got rid of them. They're gone, and we're going to continue on, brothers and sisters. All right, go ahead, April.
So after our mission and they come back, they will at that point have a greater knowledge of what will be expected, and they will also have their gifts on board and full memory of their past lives, of future events and all of that. When the big C, and I don't know how you are talking on your show at this point, but when the big C happens, we will the commander will be taken off, and he will be taken to a specific location. It'll be a secret location. Well, he will be doing his broadcast. The rest of us will be preparing for full contact. So that's kind of that in a nutshell. Recently, there has been some new events that have kind of taken place. They have 2 nights ago, I was taken off planet, and they actually took me to, and hold on just a second.
Take
I'm
your
just going
time.
to grab a
You're
photo
watching
really
Ashtar
quick.
Command Talk. And this is my friend, Friends with Furries. And we met in one of the interviews I did in my first year with a number of people who are contactees, including Friends with Furries. So she has been on ships of the command hundreds and hundreds of times. And if you have a question, I'm going to look at your questions. And April, we do have questions. So
Okay.
when we can get,
I'll be
we'll
right
get.
back. I'm just going to grab a photo really quick so I can
Oh yeah, go
show
ahead.
people what it is I am speaking of.
And
So give
someone's
me just.
talking. The big C is contact. Someone's asking Kingstar, when we have the big C, that's the direct contact. That's when the whole contact is going to happen, not like individual contact. This is when all of you are going to be contacted. We're all going to see on Earth contact from the Ashtar Command, the whole planet. So when we say, when she says big C, that is the big contact, not the little mini contacts with one-on-one. It's going to be everybody. It's going to be very cool. Yeah, real deal. The younger generation, yes. When big contact happens, young people, older people, everyone will be equally contacted. Everybody's going to be included. There'll be no exclusions of anybody. That's how beautiful it's going to be. Our space brothers and sisters, they care about everybody here, and they can't wait to make the contact with Earth. But they're doing it in a very gentle way, as to not have people become afraid. So it's going to be a real beautiful thing. I don't know who's saying that. I don't know. I've not heard people. Hey, Jordan, I've not heard people say Earth is a soul gel. I think that's misinformation. And he was saying that that's all fear-based misinformation. The Earth is a planet that's been here billions of years, and it's certainly not a soul gel, because you have the inner Earth, you've got the Agartha network, you have the city of Telos, you have very expansive populations that live within the Earth, and even in Antarctica there are civilizations that live there that are very advanced in Antarctica. So, not sure who's saying the word soul gel. I've never heard that terminology. But if there's anyone saying it, it's really basically their opinion, and it's basically misinformation. Hey, good to see everybody coming in here. Hey, J74. You know, yeah, it's a theory. Verbal, it's a theory. And let's see here. April's getting some photos to show you, and you're going to see a few things here too. Yes, we chose to come here. So it's Starlight Temple. She was on my show the other night, and she's a beautiful soul. And so April has some photos she wants to show, and the reason why April gets to show these photos, because they're picked up, the spaceships, the space beings, our family. They come off the ship sometimes into our house to visit. She's built up a really beautiful relationship with her mother and father and everybody. I've seen my mother and father briefly. I'm just hoping to get some better pictures when they come in, and they will let April take the photos so I can get a full face of the mother and father. So I do have a mother and father on the ship right now, and I have two sisters and a brother on the same ship that her parents are on. So there you go. I'll turn back to April on here. Oh, April, your mic is off.
Sorry
we're
about
trying
that.
to do.
So
We almost did a Charlie Chaplin there for
I
a minute.
lost a
Now you're
picture.
screaming.
Hang on, guys. Wow.
We're going back to the
Guys,
30s.
hang on.
She'll get it.
Why is it?
She had the picture there a moment ago. She'll get it back. There it is.
Okay.
There's the picture.
I think we're good now.
You are good. Go ahead.
Sorry about that. Little technical difficulty. So a few nights ago, guys, I had this really cool experience. And so I was summoned outside. I felt like I was being called outside. And I really needed to do some grounding. So I took the night off from the show. I went outside. I was doing some grounding. It was evening time. It really started snowing. I was getting ready to turn around and go back in when I saw a forest spirit come out, which was it was a deer. And I had my phone with me. So, of course, I started, video recording it. I fanned over and looked to see if there was any other deer, or see, what else was, there for a second, and came back over, and the deer had just disappeared, just gone. And but before it left me with a lot of really amazing feelings. Like, I felt like it was there to share love, share just beauty with me, and that's the feelings that I got from this deer. While I'm kind of like thinking about everything that had just happened, I see movement out the corner of my eye. So I look over, and there are two elves on swings, and I have video of it if you would like to go check it out. But there's two elves swinging on two swings that are down the grassway a little bit from me. I'm seeing movement on this side, so I look over this way. There are fair folk, but there's fairies, or elves and fairies and things like that, are lining up down my grass. So I'm sitting there, and I'm looking over this way, and I see all these beings lining up. I look over this way, there's more beings lining up. So they're lining up in a straight line all the way to the edge of my woods, right? So they were basically making a walkway for me. I knew that I was supposed to walk towards the woods. Don't ask me how I knew I was supposed to do that. I started walking. My yard is pretty extensive, and then it hits my wooded area. My woods go on for miles and miles and miles. They are very thick, very dense woods. As I'm approaching the woods, before I even hit the wood line, a ship comes down. So it's really small on this screen, but this light right here was a ship that had come down. It's actually longer, that a tree is blocking it off, but this ship came down. It started coming down really slowly. So I'm watching the ship. All of a sudden, all of these beings.
Oh, wow, look at that.
You see them all right here.
And everybody, look at the photo. This is all documented every time. She documents everything, and anybody who says that she is not real, she documents everything.
Everything. So these
Everything's
are Ashtar
documented.
Command guards. These guys came out of the woods. You can see, if you look, you can see closely that they're wearing the Ashtar Command uniforms, which are darker at the bottom, and then they're like gold up top. They're sometimes they're different colors, but you can see where the uniforms are darker at the bottom, lighter at the top. These are Ashtar Command people, just came out of the woods.
And you can see their human bodies
here,
too. Yeah.
This is Gan. This is an Anunnaki. You can see how big.
Yeah, he's tall.
This is the top of his head. This is an Anunnaki being. You can see it more clearly if you go back and look at my photos. But
look at his body. You can see his shoulders, the arms, everything. Yeah.
So these guys show up, and they basically split the ways, and they did the same thing that the fairies did without saying a word. I knew I was supposed to go on the ship, so I walked through the woods, walked over, got to the ship. All of a sudden, a energy ball comes down. I've got pictures of that too, but I don't know if you can gonna see it very well because the screen is so small. But and I'll post it so you guys can see it. An energy ball ends up showing up, and then a beam of light comes down from the ship. The ship hadn't quite touched ground, so it was still levitating above the ground. So a beam of light, a ball. I get sucked into the ball, taken up on the ship, and my security camera picked it up.
Wow.
Security camera picked it up. You can see me being right into the ship. So I got documentation of it as well. Anywho, I get on the ship, and there are probably about 50 angelic beings on these. Now, these are ancestors. These are my space family generations back. They were all there, and it seemed like everybody's there was there. The fair folk Ashtar command.
Yeah.
Just before I went on, as I got into the woods a little bit, Pumpkin, who are Bigfoot beings, guys, and I also got pictures of them, were also there. The whole tribe was there.
Oh wow.
And so all of these beings showed up 2 nights ago. And they were all there to bear witness. And I wasn't sure why they were there to bear witness. And I know I'll get more information about this later on. But when I went onto the ship, they took me off planet, and they took me to this planet where there was
Yeah. Oh no,
the,
Tony, go ahead.
oh
That was it. That was my daughter. I thought she was
okay.
talking to me.
So they took me off planet to a planet where there were 3 caves. They call these caves the vaults. Now these vaults, and Kit Kat was there as well. Kit Kat was brought to, and the reason why she was astral projected with me is because we are sisters off planet, and this is her family too.
Mm.
All of the ancestors, all these generations of our family showed up, and they wanted us to meet them. So we got to meet generations of our family. So
Mm.
we go to this planet, and they told me that I had to go inside of one of these caves. Now, so I start entering this cave, and Kit Kat was outside. She got to see the cave door entrance open, and she got to see part of what was inside. But I had to go inside. I was really nervous. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what I was walking into,
Mm.
and I had to go in alone.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Oh
was
wow.
really nervous. I go in, and my every nervousness that I had had in me left me. It all left
Mm-hmm.
me.
Mm.
My heart started filling with joy, happiness, and just being really content. I kept, as I'm walking, there's all these colors. There's prisms, there's shapes, there's coating. All this stuff is floating through the air in this cave. Light,
Oh
there,
wow.
every different color spectrum of light you can think of. Bubbles of there was these bubbles that had knowledge in them, and it was all floating around in this cave. And I know this sounds really out there, but this cave is what holds our memories. This cave holds our knowledge, past, present, and future.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
it's really hard to explain, but I'm going to try to
Mm.
do it the best way I know how.
Yeah.
So what they explained to me was that this cave is what is going to be opened, and each one of us star seeds, which are you guys are light workers, you guys are healers, you guys are star seeds, and us as well. But each one of us star seeds have our true selves, like our selves that are inside our human forms, have these like golden glowing hearts, and inside these hearts are keys. This cave is meant to be unlocked. So, what they told me was I was supposed to help, and it's not just me, there are others who will be helping with
Right.
this, but I am supposed to help unlock this vault. And as I am unlocking this vault, your guys are supposed to take your key hearts, and I know this is going to sound really strange. You guys are supposed to take your key hearts and help unlock this knowledge, help unlock this information, these downloads, your memories, your gifts. All of that are kept in these caves. These caves are called vaults. They hold all of our knowledge, all of our past, future, and present events. All of that are being held into these caves. When we were sent down here on planet, we were sent down here for a reason. Each and every one of us are here on mission. We are all here on a mission. We all have our missions to learn, to help others wake up, to help heighten people's vibrations. Each one of you star seeds are special. You guys are all very special, and you guys have a purpose to be here. You guys were sent down here for a reason. You are all star seeds, and you gathered here because you were called here. You weren't. There's no things just happening willy nilly, guys. There's a reason for each and every one of you. I don't care how many of you were here or how little of you were here. You guys were guided here to Commander's show for a reason. Now, what they explained to me as we turn this key, all of our knowledge and all of our past and present information, our vibrations will be heightened. All of this will be coming back to us. While this is happening, our earth is going through these energy waves. This is going to happen. These energy waves that we are going through, that we are getting downloads. Right now is the time of the purge. What I mean by the time of the purge is that every time we go through one of these, our planet goes through one of these energy waves, star seeds are getting achy, they're getting sore, they're feeling yucky. We call it the download syndrome. But while all this is happening, you guys are receiving downloads. You guys are receiving information of what you were supposed to do after contact happens, who you are, maybe reactivating gifts. But the time of the purge is right now. And the purge means that we are supposed to be releasing past traumas, past. All the past stuff that kept us down, all that, anybody that has wronged us, forgiveness right now is what they are asking for. And it's not forgiveness for those who have wronged us. It is forgiveness so that we can let go of these things. Even some of our past life traumas may be popping up for us. We may be over emotional. We may be going through depression, sadness, crying for no reason. This is all of our body letting go of past traumas, and this is the time to do this. Let go of all of that. So while we are going through all of this, this is going to be up until contact. This is going to be happening once or twice a month. We are going to be going through these waves. So what they explained to me was that every time we go through one of these waves, the door is opening to this vault a little bit more, and a little bit more of our information is coming out of these vaults. These vaults were created to hold all the star seeds, all of our memories, our gifts, our energies, our love. All of that is being held, downloads, all of that knowledge. It's all being held into these caves. These caves are protected by 3 light beings.
Oh wow!
Their physical form have been unalived a long time ago, but their pure essence is still there protecting these caves.
Right. The essence protects the caves, and what I think what April is saying is eventually, little by little, we're all going to receive information that has been protected. Really, for all of those here, and I'm using this example, all of those people here who are now moving forward, they're going to regain, as she's saying, past, present, all that stuff's going to be activated in your consciousness, And so that's really important. And like I said, all these things are real, and there's so much information, folks, that you need to know here. When we do a night like this, when April and I get on here together, like I said, what you're seeing is documented things that are real. There's no AI involved. There's no CGI in anything she does. And part of my mission is, and my protocol when I do my shows now, is to make sure that people are good and positive in treating each other well here on the show. And I will enforce that with any guest I have on here. It's just the way things have to be, because we can't go moving forward to the big C if there are people on Earth that are not going to be going forward in their consciousness beyond the 3D world. And the 3D world consciousness has been the world where we've seen nuclear wars, we've seen all these things in our history, depending when you were born. I grew up in the Cold War in the 60s, and we never knew if we had to go under the table and that was going to prevent us from the big N. From we'd be under the. This is the ridiculous thing. We'd be under the table in the classroom, and if a nuclear weapon was dropped, we would be saved being under a classroom table that had a table that had that. Remember the old tables that would fold down. So when we were in school as kids, the tables would fold down. But if we had a nuclear war, we just had to get under the table and we would be protected from the nuclear blast. Now, obviously, we know that's not true, but that's what we were told to believe. We had those signs up in the high schools. In the schools, they had nuclear shelters in the schools if we had a nuclear thing going on. So I'm just saying is that we've been told so many things that are not true. And what's happening now is we're telling you I was, as all men should have fear. My whole purpose here in my mission coming to Earth as a kid, and I know April's mission is to really, and I know the space people want us to be, they're looking at us. They want to see us be at the best we can be as people, as human beings. They want to see us show the best of us, not the worst of us. Because if we show that we are not going to be who we say we are, they'll know that. I mean, our families can see everything on the screen right now. They'll know by words you say, sentences you say. If you don't believe they're not watching you on the screen on the ship, they are. And every word you utter has a frequency. And if they see it's a negative word or a comment, they will say, oh, that person, they're not really who they say they are. They know that. They're far more advanced than you understand. They know that. They will know that in a heartbeat. So you have to all, for yourselves, be at the best you can be as people living on Earth. Now, we all go through the Earth-based experience. We're all going through, I work during the day. There are days when I'd rather not be working because I have customers yelling at me on the phone. And, I have my crystals on the desk and I'm saying, let them yell. And then when they get off, I have to take a deep breath and realign my energy for the next call. And the next call is a beautiful person saying, oh, where are you guys at? And is your day really good? God, they're saying, bless you. Then you have the person that's ready to, jump through the phone or something. So I think we have to, as human beings, because we are living on this earth, we have to be the best we can be. We are coming into a world where we're going to have major contact. And if we don't present ourselves in our best way, they'll know it. They'll know it in a heartbeat. So you have to choose which way you're going to be. You know what I mean? And we'll answer your questions because we see there are people with questions. So please feel free, and I'll have April. And we're looking at the screen. If April can't see it too well, I will definitely be happy to share the question with April. But there's so many things. You're seeing one picture
who
here.
was
But
it
go
that
ahead.
asked? Somebody asked. I couldn't see it flew by so quick.
Let me go back.
Are we all star seeds? The answer to that is yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And we're going to look at the questions here. I know many of you have questions. Can you show us the video that Star's asking? Can you show us the video of you've been taken, or the video or photo? Is there a photo of it, or
Oh,
is it
there's a photo. Oh, of me being taken off or taken off
onto the
the.
ship?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me go. Let me
Give her
grab
a
it real
chance.
quick.
So good
Give me a
question,
minute,
Star. We'll
'cause
have her
I'm
give
still.
her a chance. She's got to find it. So she'll show you we're going to show you the photo here on the show. And if you're just watching the show here, we do this every Saturday night, and April and I work together, and she's been on these ships of the command up there where she is over hundreds of times. Everything she has is documented. So that makes a big difference. It'd be hard for a skeptic to try to do something because she's got everything documented. Thank you, Stargate Chrissy. We appreciate you very much. Here's the picture. I'll let her describe it since she's the
Okay,
one
I don't
that
know
was
if you're
taken on
going
the
to
ship.
see it too well because am I muted? No, okay. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it really well because of the screen size, but I will explain it. So while I was walking up to the woods, this is, let me get my hand in here. It'll let me do it. This is me, and I'm like, it looks like I'm separating and you can see my feet coming out from underneath me, but this is me being sucked up, and there's a beam right here. This screen isn't showing it very well, but there's a beam right here, and this is me, the energy ball that sucks me up into the energy wave that goes into the ship. But you can see me right there walking, and then you could see my feet lifting up off the ground. It happened so fast that it looked like I was taken up in sections.
Yeah. And my friend Real Deal, who's been on my show, a wonderful guest, He says he has an honest question: have other species visited Earth in the past? Do you want to take that?
I'm sorry, I
Have
didn't
other
hear that.
space? He wanted to know if other species of other space type people have visited the Earth in the past.
Oh
Like
yeah.
other, yeah,
Oh yep, yep. I mean,
yeah. I concur with that too. Yeah,
the Anunnaki were the Anunnaki, the Greys and the reptilians were the first species to enter this planet. They originally came here, believe it or not, because Earth was rich in gold.
yeah, and that's right. And Ashley Edmonds or Edmund, yes, and that's correct. We're not talking about religion. So yeah, let's just see here what it's very clear. Let's say they have always been here. Starlight, who I had on the show the other night, she's a beautiful, beautiful person. Let's see here. And Liddell says April always has documentations, which is true. I mean, she has so much documentation, she can probably put it into a photographic book and Barnes and Nobles, and it'd be a big seller because it's all documented. You
I
know,
forgot my birthday was yesterday, and Nicole sent me chips to put all my documentation on because I have 3 phones packed with information and
yeah,
documentation, photos, videos, all of it. And not just my documentation, but
other
documentation
people,
that
yeah,
people have sent me off of my shows and stuff as well. But so much of it that I had to switch my phone 3 times.
yeah,
Um,
and and April's not the only one being, she's just more there because she has documented so many things. But there are people I've had on my show for years. I had a woman in Arizona. I remember every interview. She had a man and a woman who were. She called them a light being or plasma being. They were plasma beings. Now, if you've never seen a plasma being, I've never physically seen one. But again, understand the space people come in all different kinds of energies. So when we talk about plasma energy, there are plasma beings. Now, where did they come from? Where do they live? I have no idea. But there are also things like plasma beings. So there are many, many different types of star people in the multiverse that we will eventually meet when contact happens. We're going to probably meet all of them, and that's the most exciting thing. Now, here's a picture. I'm going to let April talk about this photo.
This is actually an Ashtar command being. This is Nick. This is one of the guards that protects me, the commander, Kit Kat. He works just under Kit Kat. Kit Kat is his supervisor on the ships. So this is Nick. He's actually in his cloaked device, but he comes through a rift into my home and visits every once in a while, but just proof that um, these beings exist. They communicate with us. They're always around whenever, like if the commander was ever in any harm's way, a rift would open up and one of his guards, just like Nick, would come swooping out to help him.
Yeah, they would take me right onto the ship,
Hmm.
and I already know this room is now set up. Set up as April can see part of it. This room is now set up. It was set up not just for me, but it was set up for my space family because I know eventually they're going to come through a rift in this room, and they're going to be at an energy point here that they want the room. They wanted the room to be set up a certain way. My daughter did all the work on the room, and so what you're seeing back here is her art spaces on the other side of the room, and this is here. And she's also a very beautiful person. She's a lot of crystals, everything said here, and she set it up very perfectly. The energy frequencies here are very high. There's no negative energies at all around here. There won't ever be. When they want to come in through the window or through the wall here, my space family, my mother, my father, my 2 sisters, they know that they will eventually come here. We don't know when, but I know they're going to come here. I know they see everything here. They see the room. They know they're welcome here. So when they're ready to come here, you better believe that they're going to get a great big hug from the commander, and that's the truth.
They can't wait to meet you. They are real excited too.
Yeah,
His father is one of my father is kind of he's a little more like by the book, a little more stiff.
he is your father. Yeah,
Commander's father is a little more laid back.
he's opposite. My father's opposite of your father.
Mhm. Um, so. Commander's father is very loving, always got a big ear. I spent many meals with him off planet. He's a very, very kind man. He also had a hand in raising me and Kit Kat. Um, and if you guys don't know, Kit Kat is my sister off planet. We were raised by the same parents, and she is the head of security on my ship. And actually,
Yeah.
she's head of security for the entire Ashtar command.
And I've met Kit Kat, and she's been into our sky watches, which we're gonna. I'm sure she'll be up here in Connecticut again as it gets warmer. She is a beautiful soul. You would never think she'd be that kind of a person on the ship, but again, when we are on the ship, we are more in our essence of who we truly are. When we're here, we're being more of that earth-based whatever, but we also have that little bit of stuff going on there with our cosmic self. And but yeah, but Kit Kat does kick a lot of stuff up on the ship for sure. She's a beautiful person, and I've met her. I've met her a few times. She's just a beautiful person. And Kit Kat is going to join us as we get warmer. We're going to be on the beach again and do some more C5 activity with two of my dear friends that are a town away from me. They don't have any social media. They're not into the TikTok or whatever, but they are really. We've worked together. This person and his wife, and he's had contact in his house with space beings over the
Don't they
years.
come onto
And
your radio show?
he's called my radio show. His name is Greg and Elaine, and they're the most beautiful people you'll ever meet. And he is very connected with the space people. He has visitations in his house, stuff on his property, things happening all the time. And Durham, Connecticut, is a country town, so there's a lot of farms, and yeah, they it's really beautiful. Yeah, you've probably heard him on there. People heard him once in a while. Called my show. He would call up and share information. Yeah, he's pretty amazing. But they don't use TikTok. They're not into the thing. I tried to get them into it. Some people are just not into it, and that's cool. But that's just the way it is, right? So so this is really Gans. When we talk about the space people and what they can do, if you've never had a space person come through your wall into your home, the people of the command can open the wall up. It's a molecular structure thing where they open it up, and they are able to come into your house. It could be the kitchen, it could be the bathroom. They can come in, and if you're supposed to go with them on a spaceship, you get to go. And I know all of you eventually will have that happen to you. Not in your dream state. You're all going to have that happen to you. As we get closer and closer and closer, I think many of you, I know Half Pints here, her and Ray have been taken on the ship with the Anunnaki. And April just showed a picture of the Anunnaki in the woods. And that Anunnaki is pretty darn tall. I feel like a little kid next to an Anunnaki. They're tall. They are. And I know that April has a lot of pictures. I'm sure she's looking for some more to show you. And everything she shows you, every photo you see, is documented for over all the time since I first came on TikTok and interviewed people. So you're seeing some beautiful things here, and she can narrate them and tell you what they are. Now, there's a lot of people that'll talk about the subject, but April has documentations, hundreds of photos, things that are documented. That's the difference. That's the difference. You know, that's so important. I mean, for me to host a show like this, I've interviewed hundreds of people, and they all have different experiences. And that's the beauty of it, is that all my shows are documented on YouTube, so they can go back. So I'm gonna let April show some more photos of things that are important for you to understand. Uh,
Give me just a minute,
yeah,
Commander. I'm still
no
looking. I
problem.
just had it.
And King Star, the no problem. Oh, King Star, the Anunnaki, yes. Right now, in this lifetime, the Anunnaki are working with the Ashtar Command. In the early days, they were not so much the beautiful people they are now, but they had a transformation in their lifetime, and they are part of. They work with the Ashtar Command 100%. You know, no, it wasn't a ghost. No, it's a real space person. Okay. But I've been on this mission a long time, so uh, I read people's energies. I've done it one of my workshops. I do it. I read energy when I'm going into a supermarket. I might not even be talking to a person. I read energy all the time, all the time. Yeah, she has her own channel too. She's live. And here's April. Oh,
Oh, hang on.
she's
There we go. Sorry about that.
so
A lot of
and
photos.
now I'm going to let her describe another documented photo. Like she says, she has hundreds of them. What she's showing you here on the show here on Ashtar Night is real photos, real documentation. Now, if there are people out there saying, "Oh, I don't believe that," you can not believe it if you don't want to, but you don't have the documentation. You can say you're wearing sneakers, and I can say I'm wearing shoes, but show me your shoes and show me your sneakers. She's got the sneakers over there, and you can see them. Not really, they're not
So,
sneakers, but go ahead.
I did see the few comments about the dark filter, and that's not a filter. That is his cloaking. That's cloaking capability through his uniform. But it's not anything I'm doing. It's not a filter. That is how he comes out. But this is actually what he looks like. This is his humanoid form. This is Nick. This
And
is
when they come in, when she's get them on the through the system, well, not the system, when she's getting photos of them, their energies are slightly different. They affect their thing with their energies. It's not like you and I go into a coffee shop and then someone says, "Can I take a picture of you?" And you see two of us sitting in a coffee shop. The space people are coming in through a rift, and you're seeing their physical form through a rift.
yes.
And if you understand what that is, I'll let April explain it, but I do understand what that is.
So this right here, guys, is a rift. This is how they travel from the ship to our into our homes quickly. Commander has one of these, probably in 3 spots in his home. Kit Kat has them. We all have them. As far as the chosen ones, this is a rift that is in my room. And this was the one time that he let me get his photo, and it was by accident actually, but I got his true form. And they are very humanoid, guys. That the shadowed looking image that you saw of him, that is his cloaking capability. He can go translucent as well with his uniform. We all
Yeah.
can when we wear them.
And we love all the questions. And Hetty, thank you for saying that. And can you explain the blueness around the clear part? Can you explain that?
Yeah,
How that happens?
this right here is a rift. So what it is it's a tear in time and space. These guys have these they almost look like remote controls. So they carry them on their arms right here, or they have them strapped to their wrists right here. They only need to put in a few whatever calculations, and it will open up one of these tears in time and space. They're almost like walking through a curtain, because I have traveled this way before. In between the rift is um, it's like it's like you're walking through space. There's kind of a vacuum sense as you're going through it. You will feel wind when you are walking through it. It is dark, but there are layers of light as you are walking through one of these. And many of us, after contact, will get to experience these because we will have the capability of traveling this way in the future.
Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at the questions here. And if you have a question and she doesn't see it, I'll just relay it to April. Let's see here. Let's see. Incredible. Okay, we got incredible. If you have an honest question, please ask, because this is a place to learn about what's going on tonight. Deborah says it is very quiet aboard a ship. Hey, Deborah, I've seen. Okay, so blessed. So anyway, look, there are rifts. I'm reading the comment by that other person. Maybe in your case they didn't do that, but that doesn't mean that it is not done. There's many different roads, and not every road is the same. Some roads are curvy when you go up a mountain. Some roads are narrow. Some roads don't have go up a mountain, don't have a railing. So you know, there are many different roads. That's what I'm telling you. So even if somebody has not seen that, it doesn't mean it does not exist. Just because you had seen it one way doesn't mean I'm going to see it the same way you see it. If I go to Switzerland, you say, well, I've been to the Alps, and you saw something really amazing, I might go there and see something totally different. Real Deal, you have a question. So Real Deal has been on my show. Hey, John Connors. Real Deal, what's your question? Yeah, people are using the filters, but sometimes those filters do help bring out what is actually going on. In some cases, those filters are good. I've seen people use them on other UFO things, and we get to see some definition. Not
No,
everything,
I
everything's
use the
different.
lighting. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, go ahead.
I use the lighting because so a lot of these beings, like the fair folk, for instance, are interdimensional beings. They hide within our light. Different lightings can pick up their figures. But this right here, this is a rift. And this is, well, Nick, this is, somebody asked me to point out his features. So this is his nose, his mouth, this is his face, this is part of his uniform, this dark outfit he's wearing. This is actually part of his uniform. They wear these because these hats are actually really uncomfortable to wear. They're not very comfortable. But this is a traditional Ashtar command helmet, which they wear. But his helmet had gotten pushed down over his head by a whole thing behind this picture. But a fairy didn't know that he was coming through a rift, so a fairy came to protect me because they weren't expecting somebody to pop out of a rift, and they thought that I was in danger. So a fairy came and was up on top of his helmet and pushed his helmet over his head until we told him it was okay, that he was an Ashtar command person.
Yeah. And Real Deal, my friend Real Deal has said, has the U.S. government made contact in person 1947? Are you meaning, so do you want to take that question regarding contact in 47?
Yeah, there wasn't an actual contact. What it was a downed ship in 47. After they got the tech, they had taken tech from that ship. It was about 52 when they started trying to figure out how to use some of that tech that they had taken. This is information from the command. Is when they actually started coming through and actually physically making contact with specific people. We call them the rich guys on my show, with the rich guys. That's when they actually started doing all their agreements and stuff.
Mm. And the one thing people have to understand is that the Ashtar Command itself met in the deserts of the United States in the 60s and even the 50s. And when they did, they met with some people, and the early contactees that were Giant Rock, all these people like George Van Tassel, you can read out of print books by George Van Tassel, all these people had contact with the Ashtar Command, you know? And the thing is, uh, when we're talking about contact, we're talking about something real. Now, let me just explain something because I've been around since the 1960s and I've had my own experiences. And I can tell you, with all this social media, yeah, there's a lot of things here. The question that people have to kind of ask themselves, and we're always learning. I don't think I never stop asking questions. That's why I do the show. I ask questions of everybody, is that we are going towards contact. Now, whether you believe it's going to happen or not, in my personality is I don't care. My personality is I can care less whether you believe people are going to have contact on this earth or not. If you don't believe there's going to be contact, it's a free will universe. Don't believe it's going to be contact. But there's so many people that before TikTok, before I got on here, that are viable people that I know. There are people that I've met, people that I talked to that know there's going to be contact. Nick Pope, who was the Ministry of Defense, who I met personally last weekend at Ancient Aliens. I talked to these people about contact. I talk about what they do. They know there's something up. They know there's going to be contact. They're not talking about an Ancient Aliens because they deal with the ancient history. But these people like Nick Pope, who I know personally, they know there's going to be contact. Whether you believe a person is having contact, that's your problem. That's your deal. If a person's having contact, if you don't believe them, who cares? You can not believe them until you jump onto the river, but you can't stop a person from having contact that has documented the contact. If you have no documentation out there to disprove a person's documentation, then you have nothing. You see what I mean? If someone's saying, "Oh, I have the best ice cream that I've ever created," Unless you can show me that ice cream, you have no ice cream. It's as simple as that. If I created this really fantastic ice cream, then I need to show it to somebody and have a picture of it. If you don't have a picture of that ice cream, nada. What we have here, people like April and others I've interviewed over the last 3 years have been, there's other people here I've had on the show, they are being taken physically out of their homes onto a spaceship. Now, whether you believe that or not, I can care less. And I'm saying this in the most loving, Commander Bust the Matrix way I can. So understand something here. People are having contact. I want people to ask questions because that's the way we learn. If you don't ask your questions, you're not going to get an answer. Now, if someone gives you an honest answer and you say, still don't believe it, you don't have to believe it. You can believe whatever you want to believe. But the truth is, there's more people having contact on this planet now than there were 30 years ago because we're getting ready for contact, and that's why individuals are being visited. Exactly. Just so you know what's happening. Okay. And when the commander speaks on a big show like this, and I tell you this, you can take it to the bank. Okay. You can take it to the bank. There you go. So that's my spiel about, the way I look at the whole subject over the last many years I've been around since I was a kid, being on this media, on Facebook and everything. There's a lot of stuff out there. I could go on here and see 10 videos of AI that people are creating. They look really good about Antarctica. And you're seeing these videos now. People are creating all this AI video, all this CGI video of these people going into these places in Antarctica that are supposable cities. The AI has gotten so advanced, you can create these things and you know that they're not real. But when somebody is really having contact, then you have to stop. You have to stop, and listen and learn. You have to stop, and listen and learn. Because if you're just on the mode of saying, I want to disprove everything that guest is saying, you better have proof of something other of real contact. Then you show me your photos. You show me your videos. You show me your space beings. You show me that. You show me that, and I'll look at them. I will. But if you don't have that information, then you need to chill out. Wherever you are around the world, you need to just chill out. And I mean chill out. Absolutely.
So I saw the
Go ahead.
comment in there that this was a filter. This isn't a filter. This was a picture that I captured of him because I was doing a video of Annabelle dancing. And when this rift opened, I had my phone facing this way. The rift opened behind me, which is what this is. And this is when Nick came through. Nick actually stayed there for a little bit and introduced himself to me, and we hung out for a little bit. That's the first time I met Nick. I've seen him on the ships, but I didn't know who he was until that moment.
Yeah. And she has other pictures which are amazing.
I do. I think actually a picture of your dad is right next to this one. Let me pull it up real quick. This one's a little bit fuzzy, but it's a.
Yeah, Gigi, contact is going to be happening soon. Uh, all the people that I know that are not on TikTok that I talk to, they're all looking at this to be within the next year, which is 2026. Okay. Oh, okay. She tagged you. Yeah, we're gonna have to we're gonna have to do this here. Unfortunately, you're blessed. You're gonna have to not chilling out. Blessed mom, I'm gonna mute you for the show. You're not being so. She is muted. I didn't block her, but I muted her, and so she's now not going to be able to say anything. Yeah, I was hoping she would not do this, but she is now. She can see the show, but if she's not going to, be nice, she's going to have to deal with the commander. So she's muted. All right. Yeah, when I could get into it, but because this is encounters, but no, not gonna. It's not gonna be allowed here. It's not happening. She does, and she has attacked the guest, but I won't get into it. I know more about what's happening regarding that, Ashley. So trust me, when I muted her, it's for a reason. I didn't block her. I muted her. I know a lot more about what's going on here. So we're not going to go off track, but and we're going to let April share her stuff. And here's a picture that April can describe to you.
This was the quickest one I could find, but I'm sorry about the blurriness, guys. But this is Commander's father. This is Commander Robar. And he also came through a rift in my home. You can see he's wearing a garb. He's wearing a traditional Ashtar command, like because he's a high commander as well, and he's also sits on the council. So he's wearing his uniform goes up to his neck, and he's also wearing he has one of those like head covers. He does have long brown hair. He looks like he is like in his late 20s. Brown hair. He looks a lot, believe it or not, he looks a lot like Commander's human form. But he's wearing a sash over his shoulder, and he has it looks almost like a um I don't know, like a spider, almost like a spider shaped buckle right here, which is just saying that he's a high commander. But it holds
Yeah,
the sash on. But let me get out of the way so you can look. This is Commander's father, and this is
you
a
can see my father's eyes too.
yes,
You can see him.
this is a first.
That's a real picture of my father from space, from the ship. And my father is taller than I am. He's human. His hair is dark. It looks like he has dark hair, and he has his space uniform on. You can see it, and around to his neck area. And my father is very beautiful. He's a space person.
I absolutely love your father. He is he's got the dad jokes. I'm telling you, the first time he was so excited to tell me a knock knock joke. I don't even remember, it was so many years ago, but he was laughing and spitting out the punchline to the knock knock joke before he even got it out. He couldn't stop laughing at his own joke. He's got really corny dad jokes.
And Duke of Edinburgh is asking, what is the thing he is holding? Because he's looking at the picture. He's holding something.
No, this is his. Oh, in his hand. No, he had just. I was having one of my fairy dance parties, so every once in a while we'll do a little dance party, and I told the command, like, because they monitor our show, so they've seen these little dance parties before, and the fairies will come and dance, and when I do them, sometimes these guys show up too. I told them all they were more than welcome to come to my home if they wanted to come join us for the dance parties. And he showed up. He's not holding anything, he's actually dancing.
Yeah, see. And this is what I mean. He's so astute. I look at his uniform, and I'm sure it's a very beautiful. I can see the outlining of the uniform he's wearing. My father, and when I came to Earth, I never knew who they were because when I was a kid, all I remember is this spaceship hovering above my cul-de-sac, and men and women and young adults wearing blue and gold-lined spacesuits. And that was the only time I was allowed to see physically the spaceship. But when I was going to school as a kid, I was just doing soccer, doing all the things kids do. I played sports. I was just a regular kid, right? At least I thought I was. And until I got older, then I realized I wasn't a regular kid. When I started having sightings of big ships and I started opening my consciousness, I realized that I'm having the human experience, but I'm not here for this planet. Now I can tell you, since I've done the show, I realize my abilities have been activated. I can do things that I didn't. I'm still learning about these things. I don't even know half of what I can do yet. So I don't push the water because I know I can take out implants on my show, and I've done that. April's seen it. April's taken out implants. I am very comfortable with it. We have a group of 5 people. The other 3 are not yet comfortable with doing that yet. But April and I, we've taken out numerous implants from people that the negative ETs have put in their bodies. My father has given me that ability, activated it to me. And so for me, I take it really seriously in what I do here. I know April does too in the mission work, and everything's real. So when people, you know, start saying, "Oh, I don't think they're doing anything," that means you just don't understand who we are. We're human beings, but we're also space beings. Our space consciousness came from our bodies that are in stasis on a ship, and we are coming here battling and doing the work to wake up the planet. And it's not easy. Let me tell you, if it was easy, we'd be back on the ship in 2 seconds, and contact would have happened already. So there's a reason we're on TikTok. There's a reason why all of us here are here together. There's a real reason why everybody here is in this room tonight on this program. It's not by happenstance. It's because you're supposed to be here. And if you let go of the 3D thinking in your head and just let go of it and just allow yourself to be in the frequency of love, you will understand everything in 2 seconds. But if you allow your 3D mind to question everything, sometimes it's going to throw you off the mountain and you're not going to get to the top because you're now listening to your mind instead of your heart. See, we have to get out of the mind and start getting into the heart, people. That's why we have all the problems we've had on this planet, because we work from the brain, but not from the heart. The heart doesn't have conflict. It never has conflict. The brain always has conflict. It's questioning conflict. It's creating conflict. It's always doing stuff. But if you can turn the brain off, there'll be no conflict, right? Because all you have to do is listen to your heart. That's why I operate from the heart center. I know April in her mission work operates from the heart center. Many of you operate from what I call the heart center. If you're not operating from the heart center, start learning how to do that. Start loving your brothers and sisters. Start embracing each other. We don't have time for all this other stuff. All this other stuff is trivial. We need to start working towards worldwide contact. We have to destroy all the things that would destroy us as a planet. Those things have to be neutralized, and they will be.
Commander, can I talk about the first message that they ever gave me to bring down?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So the very first message that they ever gave me to bring down was, love is the highest vibration. There is no other vibration higher than love. And it's true. It is so true. If you work out of love consciousness, out of love from your heart for one another, they get that we are human. They get that we are not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Not even them. They're not even perfect. But if you work out of love from your heart, you can never go wrong. You'll never go wrong if you work out of love.
Kate is saying, will the space people live with us after contact and help us?
Yes, some of them will.
Kate, yes. Good question. Yeah. So you're going to have the space people. Some will want to live on Earth, on the new Earth. They're going to live right amongst you. They might be moving into a house next door to you. Hypothetically speaking.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They've been living here for a very long time, guys. They've already got homes established underneath the ocean and up in sky cities and whatnot. They've been here, guys. They've been here. They're just waiting for the rest of them.
Yeah, it's and as we talk, and as you hear us talk, you can feel an energy of love in our hearts, because when we talk, April and I talk about this, we love each of you. We're not gurus. We're not like a leader of something. We're leaders of nothing. The last thing we want to do is be leaders of anything. We're just here, just like you are, to experience Earth life. The only thing is, we're using the platform to do what we're supposed to do, and that is bust the matrix, teach you stuff. And on April's side of it, she's been able to document hundreds of things so that you're not seeing somebody come and say, well, I've been on a ship hundreds of times. Where's the pictures? Where's the video? It's there. My father's in that picture. That's not a drawing picture. That's not an AI picture. That's my space father, Rubar. And he's a real space person. And I have a very strong connection, even though I haven't physically yet met. I know I will meet them. And my mother's Luna. And I have 2 sisters and a brother on a spaceship that are taller than I am. Until I go back into my space body, I'm going to be in this body, which is about 5'9", 5'10". So, there's a very strong connection. When I look at his photo, I feel a very strong love for my father. You know, I miss my father. I miss being off planet to be on the ship. And I'm speaking my truth. And no one can take that away from me or anyone else. It's my truth. You can try to, you know, you can throw things at my truth, stones if you want to throw them at my truth, but it doesn't matter. You can throw sticks at me, whatever. It's my truth. Just like you have your truth, I have mine. Do you understand?
It's an absolutely beautiful thing, guys. These guys shared themselves. They came down to let us know that they are more like us than we ever thought. These guys aren't, all stiff and, like people would portray them. They're not monsters for sure. A lot of people think that they're going to look like, Predator. They're not. These guys are very humanoid looking. Not all of them are humanoid looking, but
Right.
most of them are pretty humanoid looking. Um, and even like for instance, the Anunnaki. Now, the Anunnaki used to look quite strange to us. They would have looked strange, but as time has gone on, they have taken on more human characteristics and they look more humanoid. The younger generational Anunnaki looks very human. I mean, there are differences, obviously, but taller, different length of body, but very humanoid looking.
And someone's asking, Pano to Con X, why Luna, which is Latin through for moon? So this person's translating the word Luna, which is Latin through for moon.
I
I'm
don't
not
know
sure.
why that's her name,
I,
but that's her name.
and yeah, so that's just the name of my mother. I don't know. You know, maybe my mother can sometime when April goes back on the ship ask her that question about that. But she's just my mom. She's my space mom. Oh, Daniel starts. Luna is moon. Okay, so the translation for Luna is moon. Okay, well, that. Hey, Daniel, thanks for mentioning that. And Sue House says Sandra at different. I'm just reading comments. Yeah, Luna is moon. Okay. There we go. That's what they were asking. That person was asking.
Oh,
So the
okay.
lunar surface, moon, Luna. This is my mom's name is Luna. However, she got that name, who knows? You know, it's
I
just her
don't
name.
know.
And Luna in Spanish is moon. Okay. Stallion says, can April talk about the Anunnaki and why they were viewed as a negative? What changed? What changed? I know Half Pint. They connect with the Anunnaki. They
Yeah.
know the changes. Can you explain to our audience about the Anunnaki, because they didn't come from that original place of love, but
No,
they did
no.
end up in that place? Can you explain that?
Yeah. So what changed it was us. We changed them. Um, they actually fell in love with our kind, and as time went on, it's the love for us with them started to grow, and pretty soon they didn't want to use us for labor. They wanted to help us. They wanted to help us to grow, not like pets, not like, but they actually fell in love with us as a species and wanted to help. So when it first started off, they came down to mine our planet for gold, and now things have changed. They got to know who we were as a species. They got to know that we aren't, as they had thought we were, way beneath them, but they don't think that anymore. We had changed them.
Yeah. And Rainbow Boom asks, are pixies real?
Yes,
Pixies.
yes.
Can you explain to people what a pixie is if they don't know?
A pixie is a small humanoid or bug-like fairy creature.
Okay. And J47, will space people be able to cure illnesses like diabetes, cancer, etc., etc.?
Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes.
And Real
They
Deal
have the
saying,
technology
why? Oh, and Real Deal, who's been on my show, great guy, says, why did the Anunnaki need gold so much when they were,
for their
what was the,
technology. Their planet was dying, and they used the gold. The gold was used to um, when they discovered that when they use gold in their technology, they actually could grind it up and make it into this specific dust, and this dust they could use in a protection shield that would protect their planet, because their planet was under attack and it was dying. And whatever this technology is that they created for their planet, it was helping to heal their planet. It also helped with their tech. It also helped with their aging process. It helped with um, their learning process. It helped with a lot of things, but it was to help with their technology. The gold, they figured out how to grind it up and add it in with, I don't know the configurations of it, but
Right.
the gold that would be turned into a powder, and it was used for protection and many other things.
Mhm.
And then
Sandra's asking, April, what about the fairies and elementals feel and do when people are calling them demons? If they're, if someone takes a nice person in school and they bully them, they call them a name, but they're not really that kind of person. The bullies just bully that person. So they're asking about the fairies and elementals when they're called names, I guess. How do you deal with that?
they've known that about the tales and things that have been told about them over the years. They just the fairies think that now they think that we have grown also as a species. When big contact happened, the fair folk are also going to be coming out and living amongst us again. Um, we are supposed to be representing their kind as well.
Mhm.
But the fairies, the newer generational fairy, has had enough of hiding. They don't want to hide anymore, because they have been here on our planet this whole time helping us. Helping us, helping our planet, helping clean up our messes, and helping us as human beings as well. Each and every one of us have a fairy that we are born with, a fairy
Mm,
protector.
mm.
So the fair folk
Yes.
don't like the names, but they are in hopes that once we get to know them, that we will change.
Yeah. And I'm just looking to see, and Real Deal says, wow, makes sense. Radiation shield. Let's see. Vernita says, have you ever been beyond the stars? Vernita, I think it's Jones, I think it is. As a question, have you ever been beyond the stars? Can you
Yes,
explain?
yes, I have. I've been several places. We were actually off planet 4 nights ago. Kit Kat and I were off planet. We rescued some hybrid children, and we took these hybrid children. We have a facility that we have just off of Saturn, and this facility is it's kind of it's. I would say, in Earth terms, it's something like a group home, but
Hmm.
this home is for it's ran by Palladians. There's a Palladian family that runs this home, and this home is to raise these children in the light. It's to help them heal from
Hmm.
their trauma that the Greys and the reptilians put them through.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Good question. Let's see here. Um, Starlight Temple says Christ consciousness within each of us. True. Ian G says monatomic gold. If it's, I guess the monatomic gold is relating to the Anunnaki or something about
Yes.
the gold.
Um,
Uh, yeah. Let's
are all
see.
mythological creatures helping as well? Most are. Some of them don't want to be bothered with us because they are still. They are not going to like do anything to us, but some of them are still harboring bad feelings because of the way we treated them. We weren't very nice to them. They used to live and work amongst us, but we weren't nice to them. We do always, as human beings, do and take advantage of the situation. So
Mm,
when they went into hiding. But now things have changed. Now we have changed and they have seen our growth. And now they want to come out of hiding. They don't want to hide anymore. And these beings have been here helping our planet. Now, these are dragons, unicorns, Pegasus. There are so many different ones. The only ones only one that I haven't met and cannot verify truly exist are vampires. I've never met a vampire.
yeah, I never want to meet one either. Now, Sandra says, continuing on with her comment, and this is just to help educate Sandra a little bit about this. Maybe she's heard this from other people on the internet. A lot of people think that you just answered her question, that that they are demons and call them that, and then have bad experiences at their home. I don't think that's the same energy.
Mm.
That's not. It can't be the same energy if they're having that problem. It wouldn't be.
Things are very, very loving, very kind, very innocent, very childlike.
Mm,
They do enjoy a good prank. They think certain things are funny, but they're you guys got to remember these guys are very, very childlike. I have spent my whole life interacting with these beings, and I can tell you that there are some that are grumpy, but there aren't any that would do you any harm. That's
mm,
not what they do.
no. Kate says, "Will the Earth shift the evil greed and learn to love each other in peace with the space people?" Great question, Kate.
Yeah.
Yeah, the simple answer is yes. Nicole says, "I just joined. What a beautiful combo here. Anything on mermaids?" They're asking about mermaids.
I have a lot of information on mermaids. What would you like to know? No, mer people exist. That is true. They are there are seven major space stations underneath the ocean's surface. Many of them live in these in or around these cities that are circled around these space stations. They call them space stations, but they're really like cities,
Yeah, they're
metropolis.
cities. Yeah,
Um, but they call them space stations. But they live there. They have had their so their planet, their water was uninhabitable. Thousands of years ago, they started coming down to our planet. They found out that Earth's water was very close to their own. They started coming down. They adapted. They have been living down underneath our ocean surface for thousands of years. They consider Earth their home, along with
yeah.
the other species that do.
And the mer people are beautiful. The mer people live. They have families. They live in oceans, and I do believe they also, from my meditations, they do live in some of the space cities too.
Yes, yes,
Correct. Yeah.
they can take humanoid form. They don't always need to be in water.
Right.
When they are in humanoid form, they have two legs, two arms. Although they do not have five fingers, they have four, and they do have a thin skin of like webbing for
Webbing. Yeah.
in between their fingers, which can contract in and out.
Yeah. And the mer people folks have families just like we do. They live and they live. They've always lived for billions of years on our planet in harmonious relationship with the whole universe. They are, in a sense, part of the galactic family, but they're called mer people,
Mhm.
and that's who they are. Just like our families are human and taller than we are, there are many different types of space beings. Not all of them are on a spaceship. They live right in our oceans,
There are
and they
many
live amongst
There are
yeah
many,
many of
many
them.
types of different beings that, for instance, dolphins did not originate on our planet. Those dolphins are actually a space species. They used
Yeah,
to have legs and arms.
Daniel Starr saying, "How tall was the Anunnaki in the field that was standing out there that you showed earlier?"
He was actually standing. There's a small hill. It's 'cause if you can see the space people, they look like they were kind of getting like taller. It's because there's a small hill right there. He was
Okay,
actually standing on top of the hill, so the space people were kind of down here, and he was standing up because you could see. I could point out where his feet are, but his
right,
feet
right.
kind of up here. I would say on average about 10, 11, 12 feet tall.
Okay, and that's consistent with Mary and Ray, half pint. They
Mhm.
say they're about 10 to 15 feet tall, which would be about
Absolutely,
right.
very
And
tall.
let's see here, Abby Manthers, welcome. April has Chief Rid says you have a very soothing voice.
Thank you.
Uh, let's see, Panopticon says what is the Eastern Hemisphere? I'm not sure what that means.
I don't either.
Can you explain what that means? The Eastern Hemisphere? Let's see here. C Major says, "Is there a way to summon them? Like they're trying to ask, can you summon the space family? I guess if you're connected to a space family, I think they're asking, how would you connect with them or summon them?
Um, there's many different ways through meditation. They are actually, most of our space families have already been trying to make contact with us. Be it in your dream state, by maybe you being outside and you seeing lights that are moving, blinking lights. They don't want to overwhelm us, so they know like how much we can handle, because they have been watching out over us our whole lives.
Mm.
When they feel like you are ready, they will start coming in closer. But until contact happens, some of you may not have like full on contact with your family until contact happens. Right now they are gauging. This is why right now we are calling this the peekaboo time. This is kind of my words. It's kind of
Yeah,
took
that's a
off.
good word. That's what you use, a peekaboo time.
Yeah, it's the peekaboo. I've been calling it the peekaboo. So
Yeah, it is.
months and months and months ago, before the Diori bags started coming out, they told us that this would be happening, and I had talked to you guys, and some of you guys may remember this conversation. Now, they said that they were going to start off with smaller Diori bags, and so they said they were going to start off with smaller ones, and then let some time happen and let you guys see that they are here, they are not doing any harm, that they will do some displays and whatnot, and then the bags will get bigger. They would turn into duffel bags, and then pretty soon they will be mama toting bags. um, but these bigger bags have already been spotted. I myself have taken my ship and displayed it. Some people may have documented it off of Florida. We also did it off the Indian Ocean as well. We came out. They only let us. What we were told was to do it in 30-second increments, and then what they are doing is they are gauging human reaction. So they are seeing how humans are reacting to seeing these, and it's also desensitizing us to seeing these things, so that when the big C happens, that people aren't going, freaking out over it. They don't want anybody freaking out. So they are doing these small, harmless displays. Some of them are really pretty, but they aren't doing anything wrong. They are just showing themselves and taking off, showing themselves, taking off. And this is to let us know that they are here, also to desensitize us so we are not freaking out when the big C happens, and letting us know that they mean us no harm.
Okay, let's see here. And you're watching Encounters. This is Ashtar Command Special Night. You're watching visually April and myself. April's up in near the Canadian border. I'm in Connecticut here. We're both in New England. And we're part of a group of 5 that will be eventually going on ship. April is been by the command on the ship. They chose her to be representing our group of 5. I'm part of that group, Kit Kat, Chesno, and Johnny of the Third Kind. So when we go on the ship, that will be the time when they've approved, but I say approved me. It's kind of a weird word. They've agreed that I should broadcast to the planet on the spaceship. Now I want to explain that for people that are new to the show. So my background's broadcasting. I love radio and TV. I've been involved in every aspect of broadcasting. This is just another extension of it, using TikTok or being on the radio on the NPR radio station for 22 years. And I'm based right now. I'm taking a break from the radio. I'm more focused on my show here. And so they know that I can speak well to the world because my background's media. Before I came to Earth, did you know, for those that are new, that I've always known this, that even when I was together with my friend Ashtar, who's in California, she told me straight out, and I knew this all that time, that when I was on the ships, I dealt with intergalactic. I told her I dealt with intergalactic communication. So my commandership is involved with dealing with the whole operational area of all the galactic fleets. I deal with the communication aspects of every galactic fleet in this universe. And even though I'm on Earth, I'm still dealing with that. I don't know how it's working. that I'm physically here in my space consciousness, but I oversee the communication aspects of the galactic fleets. When I go off planet, when the group of 5 of us are taken onto the ship by the command directly, that is when my cue will be to go on to a broadcasting system on the ship. There will be a system of broadcasting that might be unknown to the human population, but we will be able to broadcast, if you can believe this to be true, we'll be able to broadcast on every TV station in the world, every TV station, every radio station, probably through TikTok. Every single thing will be able to broadcast. I'm speaking truth here. I'm speaking information here. So since the time I've been selected to do that, I've gone in my meditations and getting more information from my space family, just downloads to me. And I know very distinctly what I'm going to say. It's not going to be a big speech like a president talking for 30 minutes. I will say very distinctly, before major contact happens, you will be able to see me on the spaceship through a broadcasting system that's different than on Earth, and we'll be able to broadcast in every single TV station in the world, every news. We will be able to overtake every single radio and TV broadcast, CNN, BBC, Fox, every station. You're going to see my face. I'll probably be wearing a spacesuit because the air is a very pure air. So I have to wear a spacesuit when I'm on this ship, and you will actually get to see me. Billions of people will get to see me. I have no ego about this. It's just that I'm going to be making a statement to the world, and everyone's going to know about the contact, and everyone's going to know about us coming to Earth. They're going to know about the Ashtar command. They're going to know about the truth, and we'll be communicating on every single broadcast system. Every transmitter will be taken over by the Ashtar command, and we'll be able to broadcast very clearly through every TV screen, every cable channel, all over the planet. And if you didn't know this, and I haven't talked about it in a while, what a good time to do this. April and I are together on here doing the mission work. That's what's going to happen. Let's see. Someone's asking, my friend Real Deal says, Alion, how will all world people feel or world governments? Well, let me ask you, respond to the question. Give me a moment. World governments will be somewhat shocked. Some of the members of these governments will be relieved that the space people are finally here. I know the people of Earth are going to be kind of shocked a little bit because you have billions of people we have to deal with. But I think in the end, the billions of human people in all the different countries will be very happy that the space people are here because they're going to be treated like they should have been treated, like human beings. They should have been treated with love, and they weren't. Many generations on this planet have not been treated correctly. And that's because you had power structures that were created by people here that basically suppress people from having that true love, that true freedom. So when I broadcast on the ship to the world, I don't know the exact words that I'm going to say, but I'm pretty sure when I do get up there and I have to speak, I will say the appropriate words to the whole planet, and everyone will hear that, and everyone will know that, and everybody will feel that, and everything I say will be words of compassion and love and understanding. And also, by seeing my face, you'll understand that our space people, all the people from the ships, will be landing on Earth at that point. At some point, they will be landing, and you'll be meeting these people. They will come off the spaceships, and you'll meet them physically. Every one of you. You know, now I'm speaking my space consciousness. I just want you to understand this is true. And I'm looking at questions here. Rainbow says, I'm so excited. Skyline says, the world would go crazy if. Starlight, have a good sleep. Thank you, Leica. Let's see. What about jobs? Let's see. Maybe April would like to take that question. What about jobs? What jobs will we have? That's a good question. I think it's Julie. You know, I don't know. I know there's going to be a transition because I'm a working person like anybody else. I'm human. I don't know what that's going to be like. But I think we're going to be transferring from the society we live in where we have to have jobs to get a car. I think we're going to eventually be in a situation where money and all these other things will be obsolete. I don't know how that's going to work actually yet. Finding Truth 45. The great question. When do you predict this will happen? Well, the people on the inside that I know, I'm not talking about people in the government, but I do know people that I've interviewed in the last 3 years that were top secret people with top security clearance. And there are people in the Department of Defense, the Pentagon, who also know that in 2026 that there's going to be some sort of contact. There are people in the Department of Defense, Ministry of Defense in England, other countries, the top leaders of their air forces or whatever, they realize there's going to be contact, and there's going to be contact with the people of Earth. And let's see, I know April's on pause. I hope they're not taking her off planet. Could you imagine right now if April was being beamed up on a ship? Hey, Kelly, good to see you. I hope April's coming back. Do all these kinds of creatures know how to clone themselves? Rainbow, good question. I don't know that they do that. I think she's here. Oh, good.
I'm
Oh,
here.
there she's back.
Hang on.
Okay, I was afraid you were being taken on a ship.
No, I was looking for I was trying to find another photo for you, but it didn't. I gotta take
Oh, there's a photo.
Yeah, this
Okay.
one's one of mine.
That's all. You'll find it. She has lots of photos. You can take. So someone's asking, Rainbow Boom says, do all these kinds of creatures know how to clone themselves? You're talking about the space people.
Jesus, hold on a second.
She's trying to find a photo. We'll let her do that, and then I'll have her answer the question.
I'm sorry about that. I was trying to unmute myself, but I'll take this one off in just a minute. But do they know how to clone themselves? They don't really like to clone themselves. That's not. There are some species that are trying to recreate us, trying to recreate us and them. But they don't really need to clone themselves. Space beings live for hundreds of years. So cloning themselves is not something that they really do.
Yeah, they wouldn't do that. Yeah, I kind of figured I could have answered it, but yeah, the space people, our parents, they don't have any cloning going on. To answer your question, let's see here.
Good night, Ashley.
Take care, Ashley. Let's see. So I think Parano P. Tikan, are you asking when contact's going to happen? I see the question when. I'm not sure in relationship to what that is. Let's see. Star, I have government relations. Oh yeah, Star, you have people started that are in the government, correct? I think she does. Pris says, I listen to friends with furries only. If I was to contact humanity, it would be through her. Thank you. Linda.
Can April answer the questions about jobs? Absolutely.
The job question.
So money was not going to be a thing anymore, guys, after contact happens. These guys don't see money at all. They don't see the whole finance thing. I mean, there are some trades and things that happen, but as far as finances, no. As far as jobs, that's a very, very good question. So that aspect may change for some of us. So say you're really good at growing plants, and that's something that you really enjoy doing. There may be work for you working in the grow rooms, and that these are jobs. When they do jobs, guys, these jobs are jobs to help your community. These are jobs to help everybody as a whole. Say you were good at flying, and then you go to school and you learn how to fly, then you would become a pilot, right? That would be a job you would be doing. If you, like I said, are good with growing plants, you may work with the plants. If you are good at creating things, maybe you will be inventing things. The beautiful thing is that They really value knowledge, and so that might be something that is going to change, guys. But the beautiful thing about it is that you are going to have choice, and
Mm.
you're going to find jobs and things to do that work well with you and that you're going to be happy doing.
Yeah, and that's the key. That's why I can, because like I say, I work too. We all have something we do, and we'll find out when contact happens how they proceed with us, knowing that they know that our world has people that work in department stores, maybe in an office, maybe they pick up the trash and stand on the back of the garbage truck, whatever it is, the teacher. We're not just going to be abruptly switched over to a situation that we're going to be freaked out on.
Yeah.
It's going to be a gradual transformation so that we can all consciously transfer to the way we have been living in a society where we've been controlled with all these buildings and all these things these things that are going to be almost unimportant. When we get rid of these things, we're going to be living just like our space people live, in harmonious relationship with the creator. And that relationship we have with the creator is the same relationship that our star family has and it's always had. Now we're going to be part of that family. Our planet's going to be brought into a galactic planetary system of world planets that are living in peace and harmony. And all these planets, and understand, all the space people, eons and eons ago, went through everything we've gone through. They've gone through the same thing. They are way past that now, but they've been through that in their early incarnations of life a long, long time ago before we existed. But we all come and we're all graduating to become higher in our frequencies. You know, absolutely. Let's see here. And you're watching Ashtar Command Night with April and myself. For people that are new here, I'm a contactee from the 60s. April's a contactee forever in different ways, in different incarnations in her human life. And currently, she has been connecting with her space family since I've met her, interviewed her on our show here. And she's got tons of photos. And if you have any other photos you want to show and take a moment to look for them, I
Sure.
can talk a little bit here if you want to do
I
that.
just wanted to answer the question about the pets.
Okay.
That Rainbow asked. So, for starts, we will be able to bring our pets with us. Space people don't see other species as pets. They see them as other species. So, say like we would have like dogs, for instance. Dog, we as humans would consider that dog our pet. They don't definitely do not see dogs as pets. They see them as equals to us, as another species, and just a different way that we would be communicating with them. I have actually seen in interdimensional Earth, there was a class that was going on, and there were two space beings that were walking into one of the buildings where they were doing these teachings at. These two space people were walking with a golden lab, and it wasn't on a leash, it was just walking with them, and they were looking back and forth at each other, communicating, talking, going to this class together with the dog.
Oh,
They
wow.
see other species, yes.
Now, Omni 2023 has a question. I have a question. He says, or he or she has, does anyone know what those black holes are that you will see on Google Maps? Now, I kind of say I've never looked for those black holes on Google Maps, so I have no idea. If we don't know the answer, we'll tell you. But have you seen those?
No, I haven't.
No, I have no idea. I wish we can answer your question on that. Now I'll have to take a look and see what that is. I've not seen any black holes. Let's
Mhm.
see here. And let's see.
My
Uh,
are like pets, are like my family too. So I completely feel you there. But our pets are going to be going with us too, guys. When they say that they are making room for our families, that's our because they're very, very family oriented. They are including our dogs, our cats, our birds, fish, whatever. They are including our pets. Our pets are going with us. They are part of our family. That's the way they see it. But I'm going to look for that photo really quick. I'll be right back. I'm here. I'm listening. I can hear you.
Yeah, she can hear you. So we're going to let her get the photos. You're watching a beautiful night of our encounters, Ashtar night with April and myself. And let's see, ING says, think they are hiding things we aren't supposed to see. They send me telepathic commands, laugh. Going with us where? We'll get to more of those questions. Child of the Light says our pets take care of us so much and we take care of them. And we have a pet. We have a ragdoll cat. So she's always very loving and beautiful. And I'm CmdrAleon. I'm drinking some apple cider here tonight. And you're watching every Saturday night. We do what we call Ashtar Command Talk. And April and I bring more information to you about what's happening with the command. And we hope you're enjoying the program. And let's see here. Jackie says, do they believe in the chip they are going to put in our hand? No. I can speak on that, Jackie. They will not allow, the command will not allow it or agree to it. Who's ever trying to put a chip, first of all, you'll never put a chip in my hand. I think most of my audience here will say, nope, don't try to put a chip in my hand. Who's ever trying to do that, it's not something that's legally binding. It's not like something in a federal law that says people being born have to have a chip in their hand. That'll never happen. Good question. But I can tell you from our perspective, it'll never happen. Why don't they need money where they are? They don't live on any kind of money. Great question, Rainbow. You've got great questions tonight. There's no money where they are. Everything just exists. Food is free. Their health is good. They don't have diseases or wars or conflict. It's very different. It's a very different way of living. Lisa, you have a tabby cat. Those are beautiful too. Gabby says, I have 7 pets total, plus the stray cats I feed. Beautiful. You have a stray cat. A lot of people I know have stray cats. They're really cool. Our cat never goes outside. She's a ragdoll cat. Suma says, contradicting info. Can you explain? Suma, contradicting info on what? Can you explain what you think is the information you're receiving probably through the internet might be kind of confusing or contradicting? What is that? Thank you, Noel. I'm just reading. Yeah, no one's going to be chipped. All right, and Ryan says, so we will be able to go to different planets and planets/Earth. Yes, Ryan. When contact happens, you'll be able to connect with your star family, which is your biological family. I'm sure they'll meet you, and you'll be able to go throughout the universe, traveling in the universe and exploring other worlds. Yes, absolutely. And April's back here, and so we're going to switch it back over to my friend April.
Okay, so I just wanted, I was looking for the picture of this is my space mother, guys. I was looking for, I have a picture of Commander's sister, and I was trying to find it, but my TikTok has jumbled up all of my pictures, but I found this one. I thought you guys might like to see it. My mother is often wearing this garb over her head. She is also an angelic being. She came through the rift, which is still kind of coming out of. She's kind of cartoony looking, guys, and a little bit hard to make out, but you can still make her out. She is an angelic being, and you can see her wings right here. This is her garb that she wears. It's a cloth that she wears over her head, and this is her out of uniform. She's just wearing a plain, simple dress. They don't. They're not big on being super fancy with clothes. They're all about comfort, really.
Yeah, and as you can see, eventually, once she does find the picture of my sister, we'll show that to you. She has a lot of photos. Like I said, they are jumbled up, and the next time she comes on like maybe the next one we do, I'll have her pull up a picture of my sister. Let's see, and let's see. Now this is going. Just let's see. I'm going through the questions here. Ryan says I'm so excited. Let's see. Daniel starts asking me, when am I taking people on the golden ship? So, April, I did this thing, which I did in my workshops personally. I'm going to start doing this again this summer.
Your meditations?
To take people onto the golden ship of light. And so people have been asking me when I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it soon. I think I'll do it because we're like we still have some time in this month. I'm either going to do it before the end of April or sometime in the beginning of May. I'm going to set it up on here. I will take people off planet to the Golden Ship of Light, which is a really big, beautiful living ship. It's just amazing place. It really is. So, Daniel, we will be doing that again. I'll be setting up something soon. Let's see here. Going. I used to have two people talking about their pets. Hey, Lavola, will Earth still be habitable to live in? Yes. So we're going to all be living here. The new Earth is going to be our planet Earth here, and we're just going to be slowly transforming. We're just going to be slowly transforming from the Earth vibrational frequency that we're in now to a higher frequency, and we'll be involved in that whole process. Give me a moment. Still have some apple cider here. Thank you, Kimberly. Can I also come back to Earth whenever? Yes, Rainbow. That's the beautiful part of contact. You're not relegated to one place. You can go traveling the universe, come back and live on Earth as your home planet. That's totally up to you. And April can hear everything we're talking about. So your question is, April, where are we going? I missed that part. Let's see here. I'm just looking at the questions or comments.
Whoops, hang on a second, guys. I'm frozen here again. I was just looking for another photo that I wanted to bring up, but
Yeah, take your time.
I wanted to answer that question. I have to be very careful in my wording on here because I don't want the commander his show to get into any trouble. Our Earth is going to be going through a makeover. Essentially, she's going to be going through this huge makeover. There's going to be some geological changes to the planet's surface. While this is happening, we will be going on to these. While the transition is happening, we will be going on to. I have to watch my word. I'm trying to figure out how I can word this without getting you.
You want me to say it? So our planet's going to go through a transition. The beautiful part is we're going to be able to go up in a big P, the green peas. Mm-hmm. And once we go up into the green peas, we'll be there just for a short time. And then from the green peas, we'll come back to the planet and the planet will be renewed. So it might be an hour, we'll be on the green peas. And then from the green peas, we'll go back to on the surface from the green peas. So there you go, April. I just put it in a different way. Yeah, we'll be able to go to different dimensions. Absolutely, Rainbow. Boom. And that's when the planet is being regenerated, and everything from flowers to plants, whatever, will be going on the green peas, and just for a short period. Oh yes, I'm pretty sure you could. Can we watch the transition of Earth? When you're on the green peas, you'll be able to see it from space. Can I explain how our Earth families and space families will work? Um, will they merge? That's interesting. I think your Earth families will be You'll be the way shower for your Earth family, and they will respond to how you react to the space people. Give me one moment, please. I'll be right back. You're watching Encounters Ashtar Command Night, and now you can look at the background screen, which is really beautiful in this room.
Guys, sorry about that. I was trying to find. I have a picture of the commander's sister coming through the rift during one of these dance parties, and I didn't realize it was her until actually one of my mods had caught it. Tammy. She captured the picture, and I looked back and I was like, "Oh my god!" I didn't realize that it was the commander's sister, but she actually came through during one of these dance parties. I can't find it though. It's driving me nuts. I was trying to find it so I could show the commander.
It's driving me nuts too.
I know, she's so pretty too. But I did find my dad. This is my space dad, guys. And he also came through. This got cleaned up by one of my very close friends, Alicia. She cleaned this up for me. And this is my space father, guys. He's also an angelic being. And this was that spider. I don't know why I can't think of what it's called. It's they're like medals, is what they
Yeah, it's
are.
an emblem. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it's like it's their not a ranking. It's more or less their spiritual level of who they are. I think that's a good way of putting it.
So yeah, this is that says I have one of those as well. But what those indicate as those indicate like they do indicate status. So that means he is a high commander. With the Ashtar command, the more little arms there are on it, the higher he is up in the rankings. Now I have one as well on my uniform. But I
Yeah,
love the fact that he's wearing like he's in full like uniform. I love that.
yeah,
I also have imaging of Johnny of the Third Kind, who his father is also one of their lead healers. Johnny of the Third Kind is their top medical personnel, and his father is right up there with him. He's also a healer, but I actually got imaging of him coming through the dance party as well.
yeah. And the thing is that we're all, Johnny the Third Kind. We all. This is the funny part of it in a way. Kit Kat, myself, Johnny the Third Kind, Chesno. We all have families that know each other on this one specific ship, which is a very important ship. This ship has been a place where so many important things have happened, and our families, our space families, brothers and sisters, uh, are on that ship. I mean, they travel through, they do mission work, but they're on that ship.
These are called the living ships, guys. These are where the families live. And mine and Kit Kat and the commander's family, also Johnny of the Third Kind's family. Our moms and dads are all like the best of friends. They are together like how me and the commander and Kit Kat are together. Like they are all super close. And we also all travel together as families. Because mine and Kit Kat's parents and Commander's parents sit on the High Council. They're often out doing mission work and things like that, representing the command. So they travel together all the time. So
Yeah.
this is when I say that Commander is my brother, because we grew up together. We grew up in the same home on the same ships. We all traveled together. We all went to the same schools together. As we got older, we got different interests. Like myself, I was more interested in flight. Commander was interested in communications. Kit Kat was interested in different um, fighting styles.
Yeah.
So she truly is excuse my language, guys, but
She is.
she's a true badass off planet. She
Yeah,
truly.
she. And to meet Kit Kat in person, you would just think she's the most gentle soul ever. Believe me, because I met her. But yeah, off planet, we are in our true essence of who we are. There's some questions here. Grateful Love is a good question. Is there a ranking in space? Like we have people that join the Air Force. Is there kind of a ranking
Yes.
in space?
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. They have. It's not like the military, but they do have, like status, kind of. The people themselves, because these guys work at a very spiritual level, but they do have representatives for their kind. Now, my kind is I am an angelic being. That is my true form, and I can actually show you what I look like as an angelic, because I have documentation of that, because one of my mods actually caught my image splitting from my human form.
Hmm.
But I've got that image documentation.
Yeah,
um,
documentation.
but they have like representatives for their kind. Like my father represents the angelics, so he sits on the high council, and they don't make the decisions for everybody. They'll make, stuff will be brought to the table. They will bring it to the other elders or higher ups, or different colonies of people, and they will discuss matters with them, and they will decide together as a community what is best. A lot of meetings happen, guys, a lot of meetings, which is how we were chosen to come down to planet. Like all these different people got together, and space people, and they met, and they had meetings with all the higher ups, and that's why we were chosen, and how we were chosen.
Yeah, we were chosen, and each of us have a divine footprint on this planet in terms of what we're doing here. Hey, look, we could have said, no, we're not going to Earth. We're not going to volunteer and be born into a human family. But we all gave of ourselves unconditionally. And I can speak now because I'm fully awakened that we all chose to be here. Even before we knew each other, we all chose to, well, we know each other off planet. Our families are close. But when we got here, we didn't know each other as human beings until we got on, of all things, TikTok. This is where we all met. We met on TikTok. It wasn't on Facebook or Instagram. It was on TikTok.
We were guided together. Like I knew nothing. I didn't even know what a star seed was, guys. I had no clue. I met the commander because he something got brought up about fairies, and I happened to just to be watching his show. I don't even know why I stopped on his show, because I wasn't really even into anything that had to do with space. I watched the stars. I've seen lots of stuff, but just started listening, and then he something was brought up about the fairies, and of course, you guys know me. I got to chime right in because it has to do with the fairies. So I chimed in, and it everything started falling like dominoes in place after that.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason, guys. These guys know what they are doing.
And we have multiple questions here. Rainbow Boom, always with a good question. So we have multiple extraterrestrial families is the question. Do
They,
we have multiple extraterrestrial families or space families? Or just
we don't. We have one family. Like I have a mom and dad, sister,
right,
brother,
just like
and
yeah.
generations back of my kind. Commander has same thing. His mom, his dad, generations back of his kind. Um, so we all have different families, but yes. As far as like, do we have space families? We all do. Yes,
Yeah.
we're
Next
starseeds.
question. Child of Light says, do we have a lookalikes of us elsewhere? People that look like us elsewhere. I
I
mean,
mean, I've
elsewhere in
seen doppelgangers, but I have never
yeah,
seen one, unless it was a D word mocking somebody.
yeah. No, I saw somebody in my college that looked just like me who was into pyramids, and he almost looked almost exactly like me facial wise. It was a different person. Let's see here. Will the ice completely melt off Greenland? I don't know the answer to that.
I,
Will the
I,
ice go?
I don't know. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
yeah. We don't know, Centroy, unfortunately. Um, Hetty says, "What is the picture behind you?" Hetty, are you talking about the picture right now that's behind April? This one
So,
here?
So the other night when I was talking about the experience that I had and when I found out about our keys and our memories and all this stuff happening for all of us, and I talked about the Bigfoot clan also showing up. This is Pumpkin. This is my like he's a super good friend of mine, and this is another member of his clan. I'm sorry that the pictures are so grainy, guys. It was there was a terrible snowstorm happening. If you can see the snow on the ground, this was just the other night. I live up on a mountain, guys, and it was getting dusk. But this is Pumpkin. This is another member of his clan, and there was another member coming through over here. But there, and then right here. I'm sorry, it's so fuzzy, guys. This is Rosebud, Pumpkin's little sister. But these are Bigfoot beings that showed up to bear witness to what happened the other night, because it was a very important moment. What happened for me is what is going to be happening for all of us. I
Yeah,
mean, not you guys going into the cave, but I mean, as far as like when these waves go through, guys, we are going to start getting our memories back. Our gifts are going to slowly be downloading into us. When big contact happens, guys, there's going to be a lot of changes and a lot of changes for the good. Um,
yeah,
get our memories back. We're going to be regifted our gifts that we naturally had to begin with, and they made us forget that we had.
yeah. A lot of it's going to come to reality once contact happens. So right now, we live in the earth. We're having all good, bad, or whatever experiences with jobs or whatever's going on with crazy people running the world, doing things that are ridiculous, and we're here, right here on this live, talking about the things that are going to happen. Um, Okay, Nicole says April said a cave. I'm not sure what that was about. A cave. What happened? Oh, being in the cave. You talked about being in the cave. Nicole, you wanted to ask about the cave. I'll turn over to April about the cave. About your earlier comments about the being taken to a cave.
Yes, so I was taken off planet and I was taken to these three caves. These three caves are called the vaults, and these vaults are holding um, information, it's holding knowledge, when I walked into this cave, actually started to walk into the cave, and instead of continuing to walk, my legs were moving, but I actually started to float through this cave. They actually allowed me to use my true angelic wings to fly through this cave. This was the
Oh
first
wow,
I've ever been physically allowed in my human form to fly with my actual wings. um,
wow.
so they allowed me to fly through this cave, and in this cave there were multiple colors. There was vibrations. There was tones. There was downloads. There was memories. All this beautiful knowledge and information of who we truly are being held in these caves. These are where they are storing our memories, our gifts, the
Mm,
knowledge that we all know and will know. All of this stuff is being held in there. And what they explained to me is these caves are really spiritual, guys. They call them the vaults. There are three of them. I was allowed into one. And what they said is that we as star seeds have these golden type spirits or true forms that are in these human bodies. Now, in these golden forms, we all have these golden hearts, and in these hearts lie keys. These keys are meant for us to use as we are going through these. waves that our planet will be going through. We are meant to use these keys that are inside of our hearts. And I know this sounds very confusing, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around it, but these keys are meant for us to unlock this knowledge through meditation, through letting go of traumas. The more we work on heightening our vibrations, the more we will be able to turn these keys. And the more we turn these keys, guys, the more information downloads, our gifts will be given back to us. Past memories, I mean, our memories off planet and on planet, and knowledge, guys, all this knowledge, and it's beautiful. It truly is. They also said to they also gave me the information that when these waves are happening, a lot of us are going through download syndrome, which is causing us to have aches and pains and like sore joints. Some of us are going through mood swings, being tired, just lots of different stuff, physical stuff happening to us. And this is because we're star seeds. We're going to get hit with it more. They also gave me the information that water is the key to helping with this. Not only drinking lots of water, making sure that you are staying hydrated because these forms are made mostly of water. These will help heighten our vibrations, but immersing ourselves in water will help with the pains, the aches, and all this salt water is best. And this is the information that they gave me. Like a lot of people have talked about herbal remedies to help with like nausea and pains and stuff like that. The space people are telling me that with our starseed forms and going through all of this, that salt water is best. That will help us ease us up on some of our pains that we are having.
Yeah, so that makes a big difference too. So all these different transformations of what's going to happen to the earth are so important. What April's sharing, we're going to be living in a world that's going to be free of disease, free of pain. There'll be all kinds of remedies for situations that could not be um, cured. So the space people will have those things that can help cure a disease that we might have as a human being. Absolutely. And you're watching Encounters about 1:44 in the morning. Um, Good to have everybody with us here. And welcome everybody to the show. We'll be ending the show probably towards 2. And we're going to bring April back on. I mean, she's here. So here's another picture. It looks interesting behind her.
So,
Oh,
guys,
wow.
this is one of the angelic beings that had immersed from me after I had a profound experience with an awakening of a space being that is within me. These angels came out of me, and here is one of these angels that had just come out of me, and she turned around and she bowed at me. So figured I'd share it. I had it; it was up there, so.
Now, what's the tall being behind you, like a tall space
That's me.
person?
That's not a space person. That's actually me.
Oh, that's you.
My hair was
Okay.
pulled back. But
Oh, okay.
and this is the angelic that had come out of me. She turned and bowed to me.
Ah, all right. Now I got you. I
Mm-hmm.
got you.
These
Well, we
angelic
are getting
have been helping
definitely.
going.
I definitely with April. If you do find the picture of my sister, I'd love to have that on our next show.
Yeah, I'll find it.
I know you will. I know you will. Any final words? It's getting close to 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Uh,
I,
and I think I think we've had a lot of great questions. I hope we've answered everybody. April and I have answered a lot of your questions. If we missed a question, DM us or a question and we'll answer it. We'll do the best we can. And April is also live, and she does lives at various times. Just look for if she's on Friends with Fairies 1111. You'll know she's on. If you see her on, then go and check it out.
And I just wanted to say, guys, thank you for having me on. And, you know, guys, the one thing that they have been, the space people have been, the information that they have been sending me down with is, you know, they've been giving me messages for you guys. And the first and foremost, the first one is, you know, guys, love. There's no higher vibration than love. It's love for ourselves, love for one another, love for our communities. And that's going to be the first and foremost things that are going to help heighten our vibrations. And then, guys, the second thing is please, please, please drink plenty of water, because water is going to help with all these download syndromes that everybody is having aches and pains over. And um, guys, you know, contact is not too far off. We don't have an exact date, but it is coming, guys, and it is coming sooner than later. With everything that is happening out there, that should tell you that it is coming soon.
And you know what? And we don't have the time or day of contact, as April's saying. We do know that we're going within into 2026. There will be at some point that is going to be the beginning of what we call contact. When we have contact, like I said earlier, I'll be on a spaceship making an announcement to the whole planet through where we'll override all the radio and TV stations. So hey, April, I want to thank your sister for coming up here. And we do this
Let me
stuff every
jump down.
Saturday, and we're gonna bring ourselves together, you know, as we used to, and because it's important that we share the information we have for you. April, thanks for being on here. It's now almost 2 in the morning. I'm going to call it a night. It's 131,900. Thank you. We had 3,200 people watch the show tonight. 3,200 people came here. All right, folks, I am getting a little bit tired and I need to go off planet. So I love you all. Hope you all have a good morning, a good day, and we will see you again. I need to get some sleep, sister. I'm going to be going to sleep. Good night, everybody.